You were not born to settle. You were born to rise. You didn't come this far just to stay stuck. You weren't given this life to blend in, to play it safe, or to live beneath your potential. Deep inside, you know this. You were born for more. But more doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who work, to those who fight, to those who refuse to settle for anything less than what they're capable of becoming. Look around you. How many people are sleepwalking through life? Stuck in cycles, trapped in mediocrity, numb to their own potential. That's not living. That's existing. And that is not your destiny. You felt that fire inside you before. The urge to break free, to push harder, to rise higher. And every time you ignore it, it dims just a little more. Until one day, you forget it was ever there. Don't let that happen. Don't silence the roar in your soul just to fit into a world that's comfortable with average. You weren't built to survive, you were built to soar. But you'll never take flight if you keep clipping your own wings for the sake of ease. Settling is the slowest form of suicide. It's the death of dreams done one quiet compromise at a time. You settle for a job that doesn't inspire you, for a routine that drains you, for excuses that sound good but feel wrong. And then years go by, and you wonder why your heart feels heavy with things you never did, but not anymore. Because today, right now, you decide that settling is no longer an option. You decide that fear doesn't get to run your life. You decide that greatness is not a gift, it's a choice, and you're ready to choose it no matter the cost. You'll have to sacrifice, you'll have to hurt, you'll have to break habits, cut ties, face fears. But what you'll gain in return, purpose, power, pride, is worth every drop of effort. You want to know what real success feels like? It's way. Looking through hell and realizing you didn't just survive, you evolved. It's looking back and saying, I didn't settle. I rose, I fought, I lived. So rise. Every time you fall, rise. Every time you doubt, rise. Every time the world tells you to quit, rise anyway. Because you weren't meant to live easy. You were meant to live exceptional. And that will never come by waiting, only by becoming. Stop looking for shortcuts. Start building strength. You want life to get easier? It won't. Not because the world is cruel, but because growth doesn't come from ease. You've been trained to believe that if it's not comfortable, it's not right. But let me tell you something. That belief is killing your potential. The moment you sit back and wait for the road to clear, the traffic of life will pass you by. While you're waiting for the perfect timing, someone else is sweating through the struggle, pushing through the chaos, and building themselves into someone unrecognizable, stronger, wiser, relentless. Easy never created legends. Easy never made anyone unbreakable. You're sitting there thinking, maybe if I wait just a little longer, things will calm down, then I'll start. That's the trap. That's the lie. Waiting is the illusion of progress. You're not preparing, you're pausing. And life won't pause with you. Every second you spend waiting for perfect conditions is a second you're not growing. Pain is part of the process. Discomfort is the toll you pay for transformation. Want a better body? The gym won't feel easy. Want a better life? Your habits will have to be ripped apart and rebuilt. Want a better mindset? You'll have to face truths about yourself that you've buried for years. But here's the good news. Difficulty is the greatest filter. It separates the committed from the casual. Most people won't make it, not because they don't have talent, but because they don't have grit. You want to stand out? Embrace what others avoid. You want a life that means something? Step into the fire while everyone else hides in comfort. Ask yourself, when did easy ever reward you with greatness? The moments that shaped you, were they calm or chaotic? Did they come from sitting back or standing up? The truth is this, easy is a lie. It doesn't exist for people who want to do so. Something remarkable. You either fight through the storm or you stay in the shadows. But waiting won't save you. It will slowly bury you under wasted days, missed chances, and untapped power. This is your wake-up call. No one's coming to hand you the life you dream about. You've got to rise for it, struggle for it, bleed for it if you have to. Because in that fight, you'll find out who you really are. And once you do, once you stop chasing comfort and start chasing growth, life won't get easier, you will get stronger. Comfort is the enemy of progress. Let's be brutally honest, comfort feels good, but it keeps you small. That bed you don't want to leave early in the morning, that's comfort. That junk food you keep reaching for when you're stressed, comfort again. That dream you keep putting off because now's not the right time, comfort disguised as logic. But here's the truth you've been avoiding. Comfort kills more dreams than failure ever will. Why? Because failure at least requires action. Comfort needs nothing from you, except your life in exchange for nothing in return. Think about the most dangerous place you can be in life. It's not rock bottom. It's not in pain. It's in the middle, where things are okay. Not terrible, but not fulfilling either. Just bearable. That's where ambition goes to die. That's where people grow old and bitter because they never had the fire to disrupt their own peace for something better. We've been taught to avoid struggle like it's the plague, but struggle is a sign that you're stretching. It means you're not staying still. It means you're disrupting the old version of yourself to build something newer, stronger, and more meaningful. You can't grow if you're constantly catering to your comfort zone. That zone doesn't want you to evolve. It wants you to stay predictable, safe, average. And here's the tragedy. Most people will spend their whole lives there. They'll work jobs they hate, live lives that don't excite them, all because they fear what lies beyond discomfort. They'll trade greatness for familiarity and die wondering, what if I had just tried, not you? If you're reading this, then something inside you is still alive. A spark, a voice, a roar waiting to be unleashed. But you have to listen. You have to be willing to tear down the mental cage that tells you stay where it's safe. Because safety is a trap when it's bought with. It's the price of your potential. Stop asking for easy. Stop hoping the path will get smoother. Instead, get harder, get sharper. Learn to move even when your legs are shaking. Train your mind to show up even when your motivation doesn't. Because comfort won't make you powerful. Consistency through discomfort will. You're not meant to live a quiet, uninspired life just to avoid the sting of trying. You're meant to rise, to struggle, to fall, to rise again. And in that journey, find out what it means to really live. Easy is for the average. Discomfort, that's for the driven. Pain is the price of becoming unstoppable. Here's the truth. The pain you're trying to avoid is the very thing that will shape you. Every setback, every failure, every ounce of resistance you face, it's all part of the process of becoming something greater. You don't become powerful by avoiding pain. You become powerful by surviving it, learning from it, and rising above it. You think the people you admire got where they are without pain? No, they just stopped running from it. They embraced it, they used it, because pain is a signal that something in you is growing, stretching, evolving. If everything feels easy, it means you're not leveling up. It means you're stuck in a loop of repetition, not transformation. You're going to hurt, that's guaranteed. But the question is, will the pain be for nothing, or will it be the price you pay for elevation? Stop waiting for the pain to pass before you move. Move through it. Stop wishing for the discomfort to go away. Let it burn. Let it break the old version of you. Let it force you to choose between staying the same or stepping up. Because here's what most people don't realize. Pain is a compass. It shows you where the work is. It shows you what still needs to be faced, healed, built. And if you're strong enough to go where the pain lives, you'll find the version of you that you've never met. The one who doesn't quit, the one who doesn't break, the one who refuses to settle. Pain builds character. It humbles you. It sharpens you. You don't become disciplined by reading about discipline. You become disciplined by doing what's hard when everything in you wants to quit. And yes, it will feel unfair. Yes, you'll wonder why others seem to have it easier. But understand this, you're not building a normal life. You're building a life that demands excellence, courage, and a backbone of steel. That's never going to come without sacrifice. So the next time life punches you in the gut, don't ask, why me? Ask, what is this making me into? Every wound is a doorway to wisdom. Every fall is an invitation to rise stronger. You were never meant to glide through life untouched. You were meant to battle for your greatness. So let the pain do its job. Let it mold you. Let it harden your will. And then rise from it. Not as a victim, but as a warrior. Because once you've endured the fire, nothing and no one can take away what it taught you. Success belongs to those who show up every day. Not just when it's easy. You want success, you want to win, then show up. Not when it's convenient, but especially when it's not. That's the difference. That's what separates the people who make it from the ones who just talk about it. Success isn't about luck. It isn't about waiting for motivation to strike. It's about discipline. It's about showing up when you're tired, when you're uninspired, when no one's watching, and when quitting seems like the logical option. That's what builds something real. Everybody's committed on the good days. But the game changer, that's the one who keeps going on the bad days. When the world is quiet, when the applause is gone, when no one cares but them. If you only work when it's easy, you'll never build anything that lasts. Let's get something straight. Dreams aren't given, they're earned. You earn them in the grind, in the repetition, in the silence, in the sweat that nobody sees. You earn them every time you choose action over excuses. Every time you silence the voice that says, not today. You don't need to feel inspired to act. You need to act until inspiration finds you. That's the secret most people miss. They're waiting for a mood, a moment, a sign. But the truth, the sign is you. You showing up, you putting in the work, you doing what you said you'd do, even when your emotions are screaming otherwise. You want real power? Be the kind of person who can't be thrown off by inconvenience. Be the person who does what needs to be done, not just what feels good. That kind of person is rare, and that's exactly why they win. Let everyone else chase hacks and shortcuts. Let them look for ways around the mountain. You become the one who climbs it step by brutal step, day by difficult day. And here's the beauty. When you show up for yourself consistently, your confidence skyrockets. Not because someone hyped you up, but because you start to trust yourself. You know you'll follow through. You become your own proof. Success is not a lightning strike. It's a slow burn. It's forged in quiet consistency. In the mornings you get up early. The nights you stay disciplined. The choices you make when no one's looking. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop asking for easy. Start building the habit of showing up every damn day. Because the life you want, it's on the other side of relentless consistency. You either pay the price now or regret it forever. Every goal comes with a price, and the longer you wait to pay it, the more expensive it becomes. You can sacrifice comfort today or you can sacrifice your dreams tomorrow, but either way, there's a cost. The question is, which one are you willing to pay? People want the result without the grind. They want the body without the gym, the business without the struggle, the discipline without the discomfort. But that's not how it works. Life is brutally fair in this one regard. It gives back what you invest, not what you hope for. If you're unwilling to pay the price now, in focus, in discipline, in sacrifice, you'll pay it later in regret, in wasted time, in opportunities you'll never see again. And regret, that's a far heavier weight than any struggle you'll face today. You see, struggle is temporary. It hurts, but it passes. Regret, on the other hand, sticks with you. It whispers to you in quiet moments. It shows up in your thoughts, in your doubts, in the emptiness of what could have been. You've got two voices battling in your mind. One says, it's too hard, maybe later. The other says, do it now, even if it's hard. Whichever voice you feed wins, and whichever one wins shapes your future. This is why urgency matters. Not panic, not haste, but urgency. The understanding that time isn't on your side forever. That if you don't act now, you'll fall further behind while someone else rises in your place. No, it won't be easy, but you're not built for easy. You're built to endure, to rise, to persist when others fold. That's your edge. You want peace? Earn it. You want power? Fight for it. You want change? Create it. You have to be willing to do what others won't, so you can live how others can't. That's the truth no one wants to hear, but it's the only truth that matters. You can't keep postponing the life you were meant to live because you're scared of sweat and sacrifice. Think of your future self 10 years from now. Will they thank you for what you're doing today? Or will they resent the fact that you didn't start when you had the chance? Because every day you delay, the price goes up. Not in money, but in missed potential, lost confidence, and a fading belief that you ever had what it takes. So don't wait. Pay the price now. Pay it in discipline, in commitment, in early mornings and late nights. Pay it in sacrifice. Because it's still a better price than living with what if for the rest of your life. There's no right time, only right now. You keep telling yourself, I'll start when I'm ready. I'll begin when things calm down. I'll move forward once I feel more prepared. But let me ask you, when has life ever given you perfect timing? The truth is, there is no such thing as the perfect moment. There's only now, right now, this moment, this decision, this heartbeat. The idea of waiting for readiness is a comforting lie. You think more time will give you confidence? It won't. You think delaying the work will somehow make it easier? It won't. What you need is action, not more thinking. Action breeds clarity. Action builds momentum. Action transforms fear into fuel. You're not going to feel ready, and that's exactly why you need to begin. We wait because we fear failure. We stall because we don't want to be judged. But listen closely. Greatness is never born in safety. It's born in risk. In leaps, in moments of uncertainty that demand courage, not comfort. You won't always have a plan. You won't always know the outcome. But you don't need the whole path to take the first step. You just need to trust yourself. Trust that your future is worth fighting for, even if you don't have all the answers today. You've been gifted with something precious. Time, not infinite time, just now. And you're either going to use it or waste it. There is no in between. People spend their lives waiting for approval, waiting for motivation, waiting for the right season. But while they wait, life moves on. Opportunities fade, strength weakens, dreams die in silence. Don't let that be your story. Start messy, start afraid, start when you're uncertain, but just start. That first step you've been avoiding, it may not be perfect, but it's better than standing still. Because movement, even slow movement, is progress. And progress is how you change everything. You don't need a guarantee. You need grit. You don't need all the resources. You need resourcefulness. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to decide, I'm done waiting. I'm moving forward now. Life isn't going to wait for you to feel ready, and neither will your goals. You're either building your future or letting it slip further away. So stop waiting. Start now. Start scared. Start imperfect. But just start. The battle is won in the mind before it's ever won in life. The greatest fight you'll ever face isn't with the world, it's with yourself. It's not the circumstances, the critics, or the competition that breaks people. It's the voice in their own mind that says, you're not enough, you can't do this, why even try? But here's the truth, the moment you conquer your mind, you conquer everything. That's where the battle really begins. Inside. In the silence of your thoughts, in the tug of war between your purpose and your excuses, in the war between who you are and who you're becoming. Before any action, before any progress, it's your mindset that decides how far you'll go. If you think small, you'll act small. If you think weak, you'll fall the first time life tests you. But if you train your mind to believe, to fight, to persist, to rise, then nothing can truly stop you. Your mind is either your weapon or your prison. You decide. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, strength over softness, courage over comfort, you rewire your mind for resilience. You tell yourself, I don't break under pressure, I build under it. And the more you do that, the more unstoppable you become. Do you know why most people quit? It's not because they couldn't go further, it's because their mind convinced them they couldn't. Their body had more in the tank. Their potential was still there, but their mind surrendered before they even got close. Not you. You must train yourself to recognize the difference between discomfort and danger. Just because something feels hard doesn't mean it's wrong. Just because it scares you doesn't mean it's not meant for you. Growth feels like fear. Progress feels like resistance. That's how you know you're doing something that matters. Talk to yourself like someone you believe in. Build your thoughts like bricks. Strong, steady, unshakable. When your mind wants to quit, remind it who's in charge. When it tells you to rest, ask, have I earned it yet? When it says you'll fail, say, then I'll fail forward until I succeed. You don't need to eliminate fear. You need to lead despite it. You don't need to silence doubt. You need to outwork it. The greatest transformation you'll ever experience won't be physical, financial, or external. It will be internal. A mind forged in fire, unshaken by storms, and committed to finish what it started. Because once your mind is unbreakable, your reality will follow. So now you've heard the truth. The illusion has been shattered. You've walked through the mindset, the fire, the pain, the sacrifice, and the reality that nothing worth having will ever come easy. And that's not a punishment. It's a privilege. Because the hard road, that's the path to becoming someone unrecognizable, someone unstoppable. You see, easy might look attractive from a distance, but up close, it's hollow, empty, deceptive. It offers you comfort but steals your purpose. It promises peace but robs you of pride. And one day, when you look back, you'll realize that waiting for things to get easier was the costliest mistake of your life. But not anymore. This is where that ends. This is the turning point, the moment where you stop negotiating with your potential. The moment where you stop begging life to go easy on you and start demanding more from yourself. This is where you stop hoping for motivation and start building discipline. Where you stop craving convenience and start chasing greatness. Yes, it will be uncomfortable. Yes, it will test you. And yes, you will want to quit 100 times. But you won't, because you now understand something most never will. Hard doesn't mean impossible. Hard means worthy. Every early morning, every late night, every hard decision, they are all bricks. And brick by brick, you are building a version of yourself that doesn't need rescue, doesn't need luck, and doesn't need permission. You are building resilience. You are building legacy. You are building the kind of strength that can't be taken, only earned. So from this moment forward, make a vow to yourself. Never again will you wait for the conditions to be right. Never again will you hope that things calm down. Never again will you let comfort steal another year of your life. Because now you know, if you're waiting for easy, you'll die waiting. But if you choose the hard way, the way of grit, of growth, of persistence, you won't just survive. You'll rise. You'll rise while others sit. You'll build while others break. You'll lead while others follow. Not because it was easy, but because you decided that easy was never the goal. Excellence was. So go out there, chase the difficult, hunt down the uncomfortable, do what others avoid. And when life gets heavy, good. Let it. Because you're no longer waiting for it to get easier. You're becoming the one strong enough to handle it all.